Scott Frost's first game as head coach with all the hoopla, right, coming from UCF. Pretty good team, Adrian Martinez and all that, who's not even there anymore. What a waste of 4 years, maybe for him or for them. And first game they played was a home game against Colorado, I believe. First game, pretty good game. Had the game pretty much sewed up. Got down just past midfield. All they have to do is pick up a first down. Martinez gets hurt, I think, on the play before that. They miss it on fourth down. They don't get an inch. Colorado goes down and scores. That was the first game he coached. His mismanagement of, and I'm not saying he shouldn't have gone for it. His mismanagement of the clock, of down and distance, of late game situations is horrific. And that sucks because he used to play for the most probably tedious football coach ever before Nick Saban and Tom Osborne, who had his hand on everything. He really had, he was involved. The special teams, awful, right? Last year was like, I don't even know if I have an analogy. The way they lost games last year, they had the game with Michigan won, and Martinez has the ball stripped from him late in the game, field goal, game over. The way they lost to Michigan State, they're up by like 2 scores. They give up a touchdown, 3 and out, punt. The guy punts it to the wrong side of the field where the coverage was running right. He kicks a line drive left, touch. I can't. I'm going to have to start drinking. Because
how do you lose a ball game against Michigan State when your defense doesn't give up a first down in the second half?
Thank you. Because you line drive a punt to the other hash mark, and everyone's going the other way, and a guy just beats the punter and he scores. They played Ohio State really, really well. But here's the problem with them. When they first joined the Big Ten, and I know they don't have the chance to recruit Texas and all that, they were beating Penn State. They beat Michigan. They beat Wisconsin. They beat Ohio State. They beat what happened is now they can't beat Illinois or Minnesota or Purdue and Northwestern. And so even though those other games have been close with some really good teams, they're just, yeah. And I hear that
this year, that's the wonderful thing about college football is that it's always the new year.
Well, that's Texas fans say that now too.
Smokey, I'll just throw 2 things at you about Nebraska football, and I wish I had the play-by-play in front of me because Les Miles used to provide me and everybody else with so many game management decisions to completely torch with content. But they had a sequence of series in that Minnesota game, Scott Frost, where the decisions of when to go for it made absolutely no sense. And again, I can't remember the sequence, but it made no sense. Where I thought they were going to take off, of course, I got to think that you were excited and stoked when they hired Frost because based on what he did at Oregon, what he did at UCF, obviously he's a favored son. I thought it was a no-brainer. Bring the guy in. He's amazing. Let's go. And in that first season, they lose the first 6, which obviously you got to work things through, work through the roster. But down the stretch, they won 4 out of 6. They took Ohio State, a top 3 team in the nation, to the wire. They lost on the last play of the game to Iowa. And that's where I thought they turned the corner. They beat 4 decent teams. They barely lost to a top 3 team in the country and another top 15. And I thought that it was going to go from there.
Yeah. Here's the worst part of it. I love them. I have helmets and, whatever. I'm numb to it. That's the hardest part. I am numb to them. They open up against Northwestern like in London. Everyone Northwestern's not very good. It doesn't matter. When you have been Nebraska, everybody's good. There's no gimmies. I don't care if you're playing Ball State or South Dakota. There are no gimmies. And I don't trust them. I don't, that's one of those things. I love them, and I'll be an idiot, and I'll watch the game at whatever time in the morning, and I'll be excited, and then I'll be dead. I'll just right now, take me now. Elizabeth, it's the big one. If they win a game against somebody pretty good, and it's in a big moment that matters, I might just be gone. That might be it for me. Because I haven't seen that in so long, I can't even see straight.
Smokey, that's how I felt when we got this new USC. My senior year hired this guy who our first 4 choices of coach turned us down. We ended up with our 5th choice of coach, and people were like, "Oh God, is this going to work out?" and this guy had washed up with the Jets, washed up with the Patriots, was like 6-6 in his first year, and then Pete Carroll turned it around. It could.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this could be the year for West Virginia, because I think Graham Harrell is a whole lot better coach than a lot of people think he is. And I'll tell you, he never had a chance at USC. Never had a chance. They were already circling the drain. Never had a chance. So West Virginia and Nebraska, I think, are two of the teams that are actually not just because we have fans here, but like those are two of the teams that I think are poised to make that major jump up this year and take a breath and enjoy some wins.